Hey everybody, this is Tammy and Rob. We are in Pella at Lake Red Rock. We're at Howell Station.
Yes.
Yes, we're camping. So we decided to get a little time off, a little time away. And what I thought I would do is I would show you guys these cards.
That's close.
These cards that I use in couples counseling. So I will link it below where you can buy them, but they are really good with like opening up or having icebreakers or things like that, or if things get tough in a session and I need to kind of take a break, I sometimes use these. My clients absolutely love them. There's several different versions, but this is the version that I brought for Rob and I to have. We had plans to have it in front of the campfire, but it was so dark that we couldn't read the cards, so that wasn't working, so we revamped it.
I'm not sure I can read them here.
I know, right? So what we're going to do is, the cards kind of tell you different ways to do it, but what Rob and I are going to do, he's going to read a question. I'm going to see if I can answer it and see if it matches up like with his answer or something like that. I don't know. We're just going to get to know each other, see how well we know each other, and just connect. It's all about connection. So here we go. Do you want to start?
Of course I do.
Awesome.
All right. How would you describe my relationship with money?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long answer, but well, you and I were married before.
Yes.
The weird thing is that our audience probably doesn't know is that I was married 22 years before and he was married 22 years before. We have a lot in common, but one thing we really did have in common, well, one of the things was the way we viewed or how money was managed in the former relationship. So when Rob and I got together, we absolutely 100% agreed with each other that Rob was going to manage his money. I was going to manage my money. And then of course we have bills and money that we put together, but that really allows Rob to spend money on his things, allows me to spend money on my things, and then it makes it easier to trust each other. We've both been burned before with money, so he also doesn't like debt. It really drives him crazy. So, and he likes to make it. So that's what I think your viewpoint is on money.
Yes. The beauty of it is you're in charge of your own stuff. I'm in charge of my own. You've helped me out before. I've helped you out before.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything together, but I don't really know what kind of money you make. You don't really know what kind of money I make. We know
And we're okay with
tax-wise at the end of the year kind of stuff we do, but and we don't care.
Really?
Sometimes I buy the groceries. Sometimes she buys the groceries. We just share.
Mm-hmm.
I still usually pay for dates and dinners and stuff like that. Like, we're kind of old-fashioned. It's kind of the guys' thing.
But then I usually buy your clothes.
But yeah, you buy out,
you
you furnish everything I need as far as clothes and whatever. Because if you didn't, I would wear them until they rotted off my body. But
it does feel like it's a really good balance.
it is. I mean, we don't argue about money at all. I mean, you know what I'm paying out. I mean, I make the house payment and RV and insurance and stuff like that, and you have a lot of stuff with your business, but you pay for a ton of stuff.
Right. And this might not work for everybody, but this just works well for us. And I know in couples counseling, one of the major things that comes up as a really big stressor is money. So with Rob and I have experienced that stress before. I don't know if we really sat down and talked about it, but it just naturally, organically, like we both like, yeah, that's exactly how we want to do it.
I mean, you have your savings that you put away for your trips, and you know what you do when you travel with your YouTube stuff and all your other stuff. And I go on my hog hunt and stuff down in Texas, and we do a lot of things separate. But you know, when we do our things together, like we're doing this weekend, this is my favorite thing to do. It's just nobody's here, you and me. You got 6
well,
kids.
There's a bunch of campers here, but
I don't see them.
yeah.
But I just look forward to spending time with just you. And I think you paid for everything on this trip. I don't have any idea. You just told me where to be when I was here. So
It works.
Works out good, but yeah, money wise, it's odd, but it works for us.
It works. Yep. Okay, so it's my turn for a question. Okay. This is kind of a fun one. Here's the question.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay. Name the top 5 things you love about me.
5? No.
Yeah.
I have a million. But one, I love your intelligence. You're highly educated, very smart for a blonde. But you and I can have a conversation about anything. We talk about the stupidest stuff.
We do.
And we do our little pun game that we do, and we always joke around about everything, and it's just you get my stupidity. And
is that number 2?
no, there's a ton of things. For one, I think you're
I
beautiful.
do
I think you're beautiful and
intelligent,
intelligent, and I respect the heck out of you. The one thing
I'm gonna cry. That's so sweet.
Don't get carried away.
Oh, okay.
I do have the utmost respect for you. The way you handle yourself, the way you care about your family, the way you care about our children, the way you handle yourself. Because I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants, and I can get a little rambunctious, and you, without trying, can handle me and get me to calm down or to look at things from another perspective. And that's probably your therapy part, but I can't fathom a better relationship where I could have somebody that knew me and how I'm going to react, how I'm going to do everything before I do it.
Not always, but
you're pretty good, and you got about half a second when I'm like, what? And you're like, Rob, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But no, between brains, ultimate respect for you. I think you're beautiful. I love how you are just, your bucket list and all your goofy stuff that you do.
I am goofy.
Your videos and your Dumb and Dumber infatuation and
he
the things that you do with your family and the little trips you take on your own because you're brave. I mean, there's nothing stopping
I never
you.
thought about it that way.
You think you can't do anything. I'm a girl. You're not. You are a strong woman, and I respect the heck out of that. But when you ask me for help, I'm like, yeah, that's right. But you don't need me. But you let me help you.
Aww.
And I
That's
like
not
that.
True.
Are you counting? Because I don't remember where I'm
That's
at.
5. I want to say 5. Okay, do you want to hear my 5? Mine's not going to be as long-winded, but...
Of course not.
First and foremost, when I met Rob, the first thing that he said to me when he heard what I kind of did for a living, I didn't tell him exactly. I told you earlier, we've been married before 22 years, all that. Anyway, when he found out that I was kind of a therapist, I was working for Mobile Crisis at the time, and the first thing this man said to me is like, that's really good and all, but who talks to you when you have problems or when you need to vent or whatever? And that really touched my heart. I never had anybody my entire life, and I've been doing this career field for a long time, I never had anybody touch my heart like that. Like, oh my gosh, he already sees me. I've only known this man for a couple seconds, and that was the first question he's ever asked me. I knew right then that he was a keeper.
I've used that pickup line a million times. It's awesome. They fall for it every time.
They fall for it every time. The second thing is his humor. This man makes me laugh like none other. Like you said, with our puns and things like that. But he literally makes me laugh. And everywhere we go, he is the kindest man to people. He makes other people laugh. And I have a lot of women's like, oh my gosh, you must love it. He makes you laugh. And I'm like, he does. He really, really does. There's times.
I don't like people.
But he really, really, really makes me laugh. And it's really good because a lot of times I can become really, really serious. So it's really good that he makes me laugh.
I don't do serious.
I I was gonna say this is more of a what I love about you now recently. My mom is living with us, and she has dementia and some stuff like that. But anyway, seeing this man unconditionally love her has been absolutely amazing. It touches my heart beyond anything, and I'm gonna get really emotional. I would not have been able to move my mom in if it wasn't for him. He looked for the house that he knew my mom would be able to move in with. Everything that he does, he loves grocery shopping for her. He loves saying good morning to her and getting her coffee when he's home. He gives her a hug. He loves her. When I'm on vacation, they spend time together across the table. They'll pray. Rob will cook for her. It is so freaking cute to see their relationship.
Your mother's a saint.
It's just really neat to see my husband really take on my mom, and not only my mom, my really big entire family. So he is very loving, and I love that about him. He just really accepts my family, and that's been it was on my bucket list of like what I want in a man. So that was really nice. I love his faith. I love it that we can talk about spiritual and religious thing, and we match up quite a bit. There's some things like politically we don't really agree on, but 100% with faith, it's amazing. We have a great relationship with God, and when we first met, we went to church together, and that was really fun, and God really brought us together. And I love the way he loves me. He gets me. Nobody has ever gotten me, and I can be myself. Before, I felt like I had to perform, or I had to look a certain way or act a certain way. I had to watch how I talked, how I walked, everything. And he 100% accepts me for who I am, and he makes me be a better person. I respect him. I love him. He is a very hard worker. I wish he could be home more. And he's just my best friend. So nothing more to say. I mean, there's 1,000 things I can say, but you are my best friend. And that, first and foremost, I think with a lot of relationships, you really have to be married to your best friend. And he really is. He's the first person I call when I get up. He's the last person I talk to at night because he works on the road a lot. We both freak out when we don't talk to each other throughout the day. We have our schedule. Even if it's like, hi, honey, I love you. Are you safe? You safe? Are you busy? Okay, bye. We just connect. We really make a conscious effort to connect. I know I went over my 5 too, but I said I wasn't going to ramble, but I do. Okay, so I'm interrupting that video because this video is going to have to be in several parts. When Rob and I recorded this, we had no idea how long we were recording. So I'm anticipating this video, watch out for it, is probably going to be in a few separate segments. Again, the cards that we used it is going to be listed down below. You'll be able to purchase this if you want it for your own relationship, your own icebreakers. We really had a good time, and even after the cameras were shut off, Rob and I continued the cards for quite a while. So anyway, I hope you enjoy and continue to see the rest of the story. Bye!